Welcome back everyone, Scotty Combat here, and today we're going to go over some data mined palettes and skins that are upcoming in Mortal Kombat 1. Well, most of the skins we do have, but these are palettes that have been discovered that are upcoming in the game. The first one I want to jump into is Scorpion. Now for those who don't know, this palette was already available in the Towers of Time, and this is Scorpion's third movie palette. The other two were previously gifted to us. For those of you that weren't here for it, it was a really cool time during Mortal Kombat. Every Friday leading up to Chaos Reigns, we would get a free skin by NRS. I think Free Skin Friday was pretty fitting, and it was honestly just really cool to get free stuff leading up to the game. We know that most characters have 4 palettes for the 95 movie skins. The catch here though is that Scorpion and Smoke, they were gifted to us. The first 2 palettes that is for each one. Sub-Zero, Ermac, Rain, any of the other characters besides Scorpion and Smoke that you can get a 95 skin for, you had to buy or still have to buy out of the premium store. There's one ninja missing a 95 movie skin, and that would be Noob Saibot. Now if you were playing at the time, these first 2 were a gift. I'm not sure if they still give them out to everyone after they purchase the game, if these skins are just automatically available to you, but I do know for a fact this third one here that is the palette for this skin, it had to be farmed in the Towers of Time. There's no other way to get these 95 movie palettes that are coming out now besides doing the Towers of Time. This is the first one they've released to us. I was able to get this one and it was in the top 5%. Now, knowing that we're getting the 95 movie palettes in the Towers of Time, I can't guarantee if they're going to be in the top 5%, but I can't be surprised if they do put them in the top 5%. So this leaves us to the last one available for Scorpion. Normally I'm not so fond of the skin underneath the vest being like a gray color in some of the palettes like Sub-Zero's, but for this one I do think it's neat because it looks like it makes the gear pieces golden, and surprisingly with the black one we have here over the yellow, I think this one looks pretty decent too. And I'm just a sucker for the ninjas. I love the ninjas. And speaking of ninjas, the next one I want to talk about is Noob Saibot. Now he has a similar palette coming, but in my opinion I think it looks better than the one that we just got. Available this season, there's a palette just like this one, except for it's more like a white and red, where this one looks a little more dark, which I think is more fitting for Noob Saibot. Early on, there was some things I really didn't care for as far as palette swaps because it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of effort put into it, but one thing I really like in a palette like this, for example, is the detail to the eyes. And for just being a palette that's available now for his regular skin, I think it looks great, and I think the one that's coming is going to look even better than this because it's darker, which is obviously fitting for Noob Saibot. And that's not to say anything bad about this one that we have available, because I like a good bloody palette. Which brings me to a point that I want to share with you guys now. As far as Noob Saibot's palette, as far as the exact location, I'm not sure yet, but I do know that these new 95 movie palettes that are coming will for sure be in the Towers of Time. At least that's what sources are saying now. Now these 2 were gifted to us. That is the purple and the gray one, and this is the mask that came with, which I think the mask looks really good. I usually don't use the 95 Smoke skin. I just don't think it's one of his best looking skins, to be honest. And that's not because I think it looks terrible, I just think he has better looking skins. So I want to go over this black one that's coming up now. That's where it makes his skin underneath appear gray and the vest become black. I really do look forward to trying this one out. The only options I have available for Smoke right now are the gray palette and the purple palette. And for Human Smoke, I'm really not a big fan of the purple. I mean, I think it was fitting for the Cyborg in the arcade era. I get why they did it because the smoke popping off of him was gray, and that could have been a little too much, so they had to make some distinction. And I know my mind is working in a simple way on this, but when I think Purple Ninja, I think Rain. We're in the era now where colors are everywhere for characters, so when I yap about it, I feel like it probably falls on deaf ears, but it's still not going to take away from my personal preference that I really do prefer the original colors to the characters to really resemble that character somehow. And with that being said, the clothing underneath the vest being gray and the vest being black actually works for me because that's enough for me to be able to tell that it's still Smoke, and I think I might really like it once it shows up. This other one, I have a feeling I'll probably like more than the black one. Now the next 95 movie palette we have coming looks so bright it almost looks white, and then the clothing underneath it is gray. Personally, I think I'll like this one more because I think this shade of gray actually looks closer to the Smoke from the UMK3 era. That is the Human Smoke. His gray was like a really light gray, but I have a feeling I might like the light gray one more just because it's going to give me a little bit of that nostalgia kick. And for those that don't know, Smoke is my favorite character. I have to get these palettes. These palettes could be reserved for the top 1%, and I would still make sure it happens. And we move on to the next character, Ermac. This palette here is one that's available this season in Invasions, and we have a new one coming that is a darker version of this one. And to be frank, when I first saw this one, I didn't think I'd be that big of a fan of it, but I've seen people use it in gameplay, and I think it looks pretty slick. The blood really helps with that red distinction. He's undead looking. It's honestly pretty cool. When we get the dark gray / black looking one, I imagine it's going to look just like this except darker, which I have a feeling is going to be a really good skin, so I also look forward to getting that one unlocked too. Now, as far as being picky on color details for a character, I think that for me, it's more towards like the ninjas and some of the female ninjas, if you will. I'm not so picky about it with Takeda, but just by looking at his character and this palette alone, I really think this one's amazing. Now, I'm going to share the same thing that I share among most characters that I like that I don't really play, Takeda being one of them. I genuinely like this character just for who they are and their story, their design. I just haven't really put time in to play them, but I really want to get palettes for them, so when that day comes, I'll already have like a decent rotation of things I can pick from for them. The last thing I want to do is jump on a character I'm enjoying and then think, oh man, I'm missing out on palettes for this character. Or there's some that were available that I missed, and now I have to wait X amount of seasons before I'll be able to obtain it again. So once we'll be able to snag this one, I definitely want to get it. Now the next character is Cyrax, and here's where things get a little tricky for me. As I share that feeling with ninjas, I feel the same way about cyborgs as well. And it doesn't mean they have to be, like for example, yellow for Cyrax. However, her and Sektor both have very dark palettes coming up that look almost too similar for me, that I don't like when they look almost like a mirror of each other. Now, I want to go ahead and share that this palette on its own, I think looks really cool. I think this is a great looking Cyrax palette. Even though it changes the color of her helmet, it still keeps yellow accents in other places like on her chest and her arms. We can still tell it's Cyrax, I just don't like when they bring it too close to things they're giving to Sektor as well. So I want to say now by itself, I think it looks great. It is a cool looking palette. With that being said, the next one is Sektor. And yeah, I can pretty much tell this is Sektor because they left the red accents on there with the blood, but I like this one. But as much as they play with colors on Cyrax and Sektor, sometimes it takes me a second. I just wish there was something a little more distinguishable or separate, that is, even of different colors, and the same comes for her upcoming palette. I really like this one, but it does look pretty similar to Cyrax's upcoming palette too. And my complaint about this is why I don't like it as much is that Cyrax and Sektor are going to have the same colored head. Their eyes are also going to be the same color as well. I just don't like how they're exactly the same. Like Sektor could have had all black with red accent and blood. Cyrax could have been all gray with yellow accent and blood, but instead, they're both the exact same color with just the accents and the same amount of blood. I really don't want to take the piss out of Cyrax and Sektor fans out there. I'm sure they're happy they're getting these palettes. I just think with these characters being separate characters from each other, they shouldn't have palettes that look so similar to where it's kind of hard to tell which one's which for a minute. Now, this next one here is for Quan Chi. I'm actually a little impressed for how much I like this one, considering this is one of the least liked skins for me. I can't say it's my least. That either goes to this one here or possibly this one here. Given that I like this one already and it's the lighter color palette, I have a feeling I'll really like his new one coming. Just doing a little comparison here, I feel like it's going to look something like this and more of something like this where it's darker. I think it's going to look good. Just add some blood onto this and make it a little darker. Please do like and subscribe and drop a comment and let me know what you think of these skins as well. Thank you all so much for watching. With that said, I will see you all live and or in the next video. Much love, everyone. Take care.